check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, we back. Goodfellow Sports TV. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. And Gennady Golovkin beat Steve Demetrius, famously known on this channel, Steve Roule, last night. I did catch the fight at some point, but I'll talk a little bit about the fight and what Oscar De La Hoya said after the fight. And but we back. Make sure you check out our Patreon if you want to make a donation. That link's there as well too. Best way to help our channel, share the videos. But I appreciate your viewership, and wasn't impressed. People going crazy because he beat Steve Demetrius. I told people not to bet on this fight. It don't work that way. Golovkin is a smarter matchmaker. He's a smarter matchmaker than Eddie Hearn. Okay, that's just what it is. And he wasn't gonna pick nobody to upset him. If you notice, they fought like at a catchweight of 164 last night. Because Golovkin, he was a little bit out of shape. He was out the ring since last September. Steve Rose, he did impress me a little bit last night. He was courageous. He took Triple G power good early on. He just got caught. I think it was with the right hand. I don't know, left hand. Whatever it was. I know Golovkin switched southpaw for the knockout. But Golovkin is no different from Jonathan Banks. He can teach him he got him fighting with a rhythm, and he can't teach an old dog. This old dog new tricks. Golovkin defense, if not, it was worse, coming into this fight, but it could have been a situation where he had been out the ring for so long. He was blocking with his face. He was getting caught by Steve Rose. Steve Rose was getting off. I thought Steve Rose, should have, had a sharper jab and utilized his jab better last night. He threw the jab to the pit of the stomach. He stopped throwing it to the pit of the stomach for whatever reason that was. And that was keeping Golovkin off balance. I figured when he rolled up under Golovkin, he should have eventually shot some body shots down there to kind of slow Golovkin down a little bit. He didn't do that. And, pretty much Golovkin was, he got stunned a couple of times. He got stunned in the Vanes Monterosian fight as well. And he's starting to slow down because you can't rely on your chin for 10, 15, 20 years in boxing. You got to learn how to, roll some shots. You got to learn how to parry some shots. You got to learn how to get out of range and slip a little bit of shots. And, he said he didn't feel Steve Rose power. He's a fucking lie. Steve Rose wasn't a crisp puncher yesterday. You could tell he didn't have the experience to really be a really good elite puncher. And I don't mean just by power. I mean just by technique throwing. He was slapping a little bit, but he hit Golovkin with a combination, and he stunned the Golovkin a couple times in there, man. Golovkin did feel some of those shots in there, man, but he could say what he wanted to say. This is supposed to happen. You don't get no awards for beating up Steve Rose. Steve Rose, people could say, people gave, Lomachenko credit for Anthony Corella, and you know what that's about, but he was a mandatory. Okay, they can always use that as the bailout. Well, Wilder beat Dominic Brazil. Dominic Brazil was a mandatory, and nobody had iced Dominic Brazil that early in the fight. Dominic Brazil, in my opinion, had the best chin in the division that I've seen. He took a Mir Mansour punishment while he still was in his prime before he broke his jaw. He broke his jaw in that fight. He took the other guy that trained with Joseph Parker best punches. He took Anthony Joshua, a young prime Anthony Joshua, punishment for 7 rounds. Even when he fought in the StubHub Center, he was fighting a monstrous puncher early in his career. And Dominic Brazil showed to have a great jaw. Steve Rose, people knew Anthony Corella for the most part. Nobody knew who Steve Rose was. Corella had fought Lomachenko, and he fought a couple of them Euro bums over there as well, with Derry Matthews and stuff of that nature. Steve Rose, we didn't know nothing about him. He was just a Canadian fighter that had fought, a common opponent from Jesse Hart. I think his name Desmond, whatever his name was. That's it. It wasn't no real footage of him out there. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. So you don't get credit for fighting an unknown fighter who really didn't have no rep out here. You know, a lot of people gonna try to act like he done something, he done the extraordinary, or you know, he done something that was great. Nah, he didn't do nothing that was fucking great. He did what he was supposed to do. Okay, but you know, pretty much, you know, after the fight, well, before the fight, Golovkin was saying that he partners with the Zone, implied that he was Canelo's boss because he was partners with the Zone. Okay, Oscar De La Hoya told him to get a belt. You the B side. You don't. Canelo run the show, and Canelo gonna knock you out. Now this is the third time he said Canelo gonna knock him out going to a third fight. Now I heard like almost 6, 7, 8 months ago that the Mexican Independence weekend was going to be the target for Golovkin and Canelo. I heard it could happen in Mexico City. Then I heard it was going to happen in Vegas. But the Zone wants that fight. But, you know, Oscar De La Hoya, if he got the influence on the Zone that I think he do, and Canelo Alvarez does, they should be telling him, if Golovkin go get a belt, you know, there's something different that the other two fights didn't have. He got every belt on the line that's undisputed. And shout out to Barbershop Conversation, the brother Fred, man. Salute to him. He brought up a good point that they can do Andy Ruiz and Canelo, Deontay Wilder next Cinco de Mayo. And Andy Ruiz actually speak English. You know what I'm saying? He actually speaks real English. And that fight is going to overshadow anything the Zone can do, Canelo, Triple G, unless they have undisputed middleweight on the line. But then again, Ruiz and Wilder, if Ruiz is able to get past AJ in a rematch, that's a major key right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a real major key. You know, that's just, you can't trump that. You got, you know, especially if Snickers really end up bagging Andy Ruiz, that's dope. You got Snickers as a sponsor, and that's a huge fight. So Oscar De La Hoya need to put that plant in their head and say, look here, man, you know, he need to get that last belt. If he get that last belt, it's something different from the first two fights. It's even bigger, a trilogy. And the Zone need to convince Gennady Golovkin to fight Demetrius Andrade and Slucky winner, which fight June 29th. You know, if Slucky win, I think Triple G would oblige that. But if Andrade win in impressive fashion, it's just a style that Triple G don't like. Triple G don't want to see that style that he's seen versus Danny Jacobs that he struggled with that he shouldn't have. And Demetrius Andrade can pearl that style to a T. Demetrius Andrade really got the real perpetual African style, that bullshit Danny Jacobs said. He got the real perpetual movement of a fighter. And if I think he able to get past the Lucky impressively with not too many hiccups, I think he'll watch Triple G. With his boxing ability, only thing we don't know about Demetrius Andrade that we may or may not find out Slucky fighting. It's funny, he been pro for a while. He over 30 years old, I believe, that we don't know nothing about his heart and his chin. We know about his inability or his unwillingness to get into the ring with fighters and duck fighters like Lara, pull out the Charlo fight. From that, we don't know. From that, you know, you can make the observation that he ain't got the heart of a champion, and he ain't got the will to get in there with the best. So it wouldn't shock nobody if he went in there and boxed well versus Triple G, but Triple G tested his will and tested his mental and physical fortitude, and he quit. I think a lot of people wouldn't be surprised if Demetrius Andrade, was outboxing Triple G, but Triple G caught him and tested his heart and took his heart away. You know what I'm saying? You know, took his heart away and broke him down, and he quit. Nobody be shocked if Demetrius Andrade quit. All right? But for Triple G, he should go beat up on Andrade if Andrade beats the Lucky. If he still could punch. But when I seen last night, if Andrade got his legs and he officially, best he can be, best he can be physically, his timing, his movement is back. Even though he got them size 20 feet, Shaq feet, his movement is back. He probably watched Triple G early on. It's going to be up to Triple G to try to close the distance on him, but it's a little bit different. Andrade don't punch as hard as Danny Jacobs do, but Andrade got better movement, better slick ability. He got height. He a little bit taller than Danny Jacobs. He may be a little bit longer than Danny Jacobs. He's a better boxer than Danny Jacobs. He may outbox the shit out of Gennady Golovkin. He might be in one of those zones, but the thing about it is Golovkin got that one-hitter quitter. Golovkin go to that body, slow that ass down, and then, make him quit. But last night, what I seen from Golovkin was he was a little bit hesitant. He got hurt a little bit by Steve Rose. Now, I'm not saying that Andrade is probably a puncher, a big puncher. But he punched harder, just as hard, if not harder, than Steve Rose. But Gennady Golovkin, no, that's a bad style matchup for him. That's too much slickness, too much speed, too much elusiveness. And if Andrade hitting on all cylinders, Golovkin may not very well touch him with nothing meaningful for the majority of that fight. It's probably going to come down to see if Andrade can keep that stamina up for 12 rounds and not box Triple G for 12 rounds. I can see a scenario where Andrade can make Triple G quit. I can see a scenario where Triple G may be losing, or he might just land something on Andrade and he quit. It's a very interesting fight. It's not like a fight that nobody be interested in on his own. I think a ton of people will tune in to see if Boo Boo is the real deal. And no matter if he had 2 real world titles in that regular WA title, people still have questions, see how real of a fighter he is. Now, in the meantime, we need to go ahead and see, Canelo take on Jermall Charlo. But I will say this. If Demetrius Andrade do beat Gennady Golovkin, expect Canelo Alvarez to move up to 168 and don't try to catch that fade with Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. That's just what it's going to be. Okay? If Golovkin don't win, I look for, because Canelo has eluded and tried to get away from, Andrade and Jermall Charlo and Jermall Charlo, be exact, for years. For 154. You can see he I can't make 160 no more. I'm going to move up. He don't want to have to go through both of them. But in the meantime, in between time, he need to be fighting Jermall Charlo. Jermall said he'd go to Mexico to fight him. You got people making videos saying, "Oh, Jermall Charlo really don't want to fight Canelo Alvarez." He just said he'd go to Mexico. It's always these pro Mexican channels or these anti-black channels that's trying to make up and start fake fake truth out here, man. Not fake truth, but I can't think of the word. They trying to project, onto the black fighter what the Mexican fighter is doing. Canelo clearly ducking Jermall Charlo. I don't know why. If he don't want to fight Gennady Golovkin September 15th, or whenever it is, Mexican Independent Day weekend, he needs to go ahead and fight Jermall Charlo. The WBC need to order that, man. If they order Dillian White and Oscar Rivas, and that's true for a title eliminator, well, Jermall Charlo been through the same thing. He fought his fights to get the WBC interim title. You ordered 2 title eliminators versus Golovkin and him. Didn't work out. Order Brandon Adams and Jermall Charlo as a title eliminator. I mean, as a title eliminator. And in my opinion, go ahead and do Canelo versus Triple G. Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. It's only right. For whatever reason, Canelo just don't want to fight that man. And it really don't make no sense for Triple G to fight Jermall Charlo at this point, because he don't have a belt. He got an interim belt, but the whole thing about it is to make Triple G Canelo undisputed. But if Triple G fails to fight Canelo Alvarez, or he fails to fight Demetrius Andrade, and Canelo and Triple G fight each other, why not make Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade then? Then the winner can get Triple G Canelo for undisputed. But the thing is, Canelo Alvarez has alluded to Charlo twins and Demetrius Andrade. He's not trying to fight them. At the end of the day, if Canelo wanted to make a boss move that the zone couldn't deny, he'd be fighting Demetrius Andrade Mexican Independence weekend. He'd be fighting him then to prove that, I'm undisputed. I don't need Triple G. I'm moving up. If he wanted to cut Triple G completely out, he wanted to cut Jermall Charlo completely out, and he wanted to get out of 160 and go to 168 with a bang, or if he wanted to relinquish the belts and do whatever he wanted to do, then you go straight for the plug. You go ahead and fight Demetrius Andrade, Selucky winner, for undisputed. Why is you sending Triple G to do your job? You know what I'm saying? Because he don't think he knows that Demetrius Andrade got that Lara Floyd Mayweather style, and on top of that, he a lot more offensive than Lara, and he longer and taller than Lara. He don't want to fight that style. Same thing with Jermall Charlo. Even though I think he beat Jermall Charlo, and I think Demetrius Andrade at his best get Canelo and Golovkin the biggest work, I think Jermall Charlo, for whatever reason, that height and that length and that chin and that size scares him away. I think he's scared of that, in my opinion. But hey, it is what it is, dog. That's what if you want to just cut Golovkin off, fight Demetrius Andrade, get the belts and then move up or do what you're going to do. But hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Reach out to the email as well, too. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, thehellblaze.com. Promo code GoodFella1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, soaps, lotions, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, moisturizer bar for the dry skin and eczema, candles, and much, much more. Website, promo code in description. Check out the Patreon. Y'all might make a donation. That link's there as well, too. I'll take video requests. Appreciate the love and support, man. Keep sharing the videos, man. And, yeah, let me know what you guys think about, this scenario. What should Canelo do, man? Should he fight Triple G next? Should he fight Demetrius Andrade next? Should Triple G and Demetrius Andrade fight him and Jermall Charlo? Canelo and Jermall Charlo fight? Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.